Okay, it looks like we're live. It'll just take me a moment to sort myself out. Sorry, I'm a little late. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's a big day for the Seeker ecosystem. So, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So, this stream is the first of this a Mainnet stream that I've just started. And in this stream, I'm going to be talking about things in the DePIN space. I'm going to be talking about nodes. I'm going to be talking about the Seeker phone and basically anything that I've been invested into, just to give you an idea of how the projects are going, whether it's something you might want to get into, the pros and cons. And that's basically the purpose of this stream. But today we had the Seeker Airdrop, and that was kind of a big deal. So I'm going to be going over a few things today. So what I'm going to be talking about is obviously about the airdrop itself. I'm going to review some tweets that I saw, some scams. So because I just want to prepare you, because this is the type of scenario where they thrive in. And we'll take a look at some of the exchanges that the Seeker token was released on. We'll also look at the profits and what the profits are. I haven't actually taken a look at the live chart yet, but I'll bring that up in a bit. And we'll see where we are right now, as well as we're going to talk about the staking options. And also want to talk a little bit about some DApps and find out the DApps that you found useful. And I'll let you know some of the ones I've used a lot. And maybe we can just explore that a little bit. So just give me a second here, and I'll pull that up. Just take a look at the chat here. My good friend CCM is in the house. Welcome, CCM. Let me see if I can put this on the screen. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And that's me. Hello, welcome. Slick, welcome. Good morning. Depending on where you are, good morning, afternoon, or good evening. Can you get a gift? I don't know. I don't have any gifts, but maybe if you claimed your Seeker token, maybe you're going to get a gift that way. All right. So that's sort of the breakdown of how I'm going to proceed with this stream. And after the stream, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments and try to answer them as best as I can. I don't represent the Solana mobile team at all. I'm just an enthusiast. I have my skin in the game is been basically by purchasing the phone. Since my first video, the number one thing I was trying to do was break even on the cost of the phone. The cost of the phone for me when I purchased it was $500 US dollars. And that is now over 2 years ago, well, almost 2 years ago, when I initially put down that deposit. And luckily today I was able to at least get my initial cost back. And I'm hoping a lot of you guys did as well. So let me just bring up a few things here. We'll look at some of the highlights. And let's see if I can pull that up. There we go. So we'll just talk about some of the highlights of what happened so far and what SKR or Seeker, what the Seeker token is it's the native token for the Solana mobile ecosystem. It's going to power the phone, the DApps, and everything that's around in it. It's also going to provide staking, governance, and rewards like what we got today. In terms of rewards, the scale of this airdrop was 1.2 billion tokens. Now, this is a massive amount. And what I've read is this is one of the biggest distributions in crypto ever. So it's quite a large amount. There's also quite a few users that were getting this. Over 100,000 users qualified for it. And let's see over here. It's 20%, right? So the allocation for airdrops, according to the tokenomics, was 30%. And what was provided today was 20%. So there's 10% left, and that's going to be distributed over the next few seasons. But today was a massive airdrop, and that's to reward the people that pre-ordered their phone or purchased their phone and hopefully break even. In some cases, not everyone was able to do that, but at least you got a little bit of something. I was on Twitter this morning and last night for me when it was released, and it looks like a lot of people are staking the token. I have a screenshot of that, and it's a large portion. It's almost 50% of the users that receive the airdrop is staking it. So that's really good for the Solana team. I'm pretty sure they're going to be happy about that. Why does this matter? Well, it matters because this is going to be around true engagement of the ecosystem. For developers, it's an incentive to develop on the platform and basically get involved in that engagement and benefit from it. So both sides should be able to benefit from it. In my experience, so I've been pretty vocal about how I feel about the phone itself and the ecosystem. There's been some positives. There's been some negatives. I'm trying to be as balanced as possible. I don't have any biases because I'm not associated with it. I do stake Solana, so I do want the ecosystem to do well. I've been in this in this chain for a few years, and I've been watching it grow and accelerate. I'm also seeing it grow into the deepen space, which is what I'm really happy about because that's what I'm involved in. But I think overall, the Seeker ecosystem is just a huge positive for the Solana team. Yeah, so trading started. It was 2 a.m. UTC. For me, that was 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for January 20th. And at noon today, it was trading around, whoops, let me go back there. At noon today, it was trading around 0.012 to 0.13, which is excellent. When I first saw this drop happen, it was at 0.018, almost 2 cents, and then it completely dropped down to half a cent. It was about 0.05 or 6, and I wasn't sure if it was going to recover, but it did, and it's back up above a cent. I'll take a look at the charts in just a moment here, but it looks like it's somewhat plateaued for a bit, and this is great because it gives users enough time to claim their tokens and either stake it, or if they want to take some profit, this is a perfect opportunity to do that. If it's holding ground around 1 cent, I think that's really good overall because that's where a lot of predictions were. I put a poll. I'm not too sure if you saw that, but there was a poll in the chat just to gauge where the community thinks the token's going to go. The claim window is something that I really want to make sure that everyone is aware of. The claim window is available right now inside the C Vault in your phone, but there's a lot of tweets pressing urgency. I don't want you to feel like you have to claim this immediately because you have up to 90 days to get your tokens. It's not something that has to happen right now. It's something that you can benefit from right now if you're looking to cash out or stake right away. But don't feel that pressure, especially if you got into the ecosystem a little bit later and your distribution wasn't that big. Maybe you want to be a little bit more patient with that. So that overall is basically the highlights of what's happened so far today. I'm going to see if I can just pull up the chart here so we can take a look at how it's doing. Just take me a second to get that. I'm just looking it up. It takes a second for me. Obviously, I chose the slower computer to use today. All right. There we go. I'll share this tab and I'll pop it up on the screen. All right. So this is a live view of where we are right now. And yeah, this is the massive drop I was talking about. It was almost 2 cents. It came all the way down. And I'm like, oh, man, it's going to happen again. We're all going to get crushed. But it looks like it's recovered a bit, which is good. And we're kind of plateaued a little bit right now, which is nice to see. So it's been a few hours since the window. It's actually been almost 12 hours since the airdrop first initiated. So it's given users plenty of time to do that claim and then go whatever path they want to do. So this is great. I think this is a really positive thing. I don't know if anybody has picked up one of these. If you don't know what this is, This is the Play Solana device, and they had an airdrop. They had an airdrop a couple months ago. This was a disappointment. This one crushed me. I thought I'd at least break even on it, but there was some controversy about what happened with the airdrop, with some people getting access early. So those sort of things happen. All right, so just show this chart for a second here while I grab a sip of water. And we'll get into the next thing. So I'm not the greatest at streaming. I do better when I'm editing my words out because I ramble a lot. So bear with me. So let's take a look at the exchanges. So right now I'm on the Mexi exchange. Mexi, the reason why I like using Mexi exchange is because they usually list trading pairs very quickly. Now, I'm not trying to promote Mexi. I have a link for it in the description. Use any exchange that you want. And here's some of the exchanges that you can use. Okay, so these are the ones. They have centralized exchanges right over here. And they also have some DEXs. So if you want to use a DEX, you can go ahead and trade the token. Now, if you're going to use a centralized exchange, like I was mentioning, Mexi, they have Coinbase, Gate.io, KuCoin. There's a whole bunch of them. I think there's close to a dozen right now that are linked. Like my friend CCM says, treat it like the public bathroom. Go in there, do your business, and get out. Do not leave anything on the exchange, okay? So if you're going to sell your tokens and take some profit, take that profit and move it into your own personal wallet, whether it's a software wallet or a hardware wallet. I highly recommend making sure that you always have custody of your token. So I sold some of mine, and I'm talking about taking it off the exchange. I haven't taken it off the exchange yet, but I will be taking it off the exchange, and I'll be sending it right back into my wallet. Sorry, there's a, I don't know what this is. Pardon me, guys. Okay, just taking a quick look at the poll. And what do we have for the poll? Leave it open. Looks like most people think it's going to be a moonshot. So hopefully it hits 2 cents. That'd be really nice to see. All right, so where was I? Yeah, I was talking about exchanges. Okay, so we have a lot of really good exchanges that are available. These are some top tier exchanges. Coinbase, they just, this might be one of the reasons why the token had just pumped in the last hour, because I believe at around 1 o'clock or 12:30, they had just listed the Seeker token on Coinbase, which has a massive user base. So it's quite a bit of exposure. Again, listing on all these exchanges at once is great for the ecosystem and great for exposure to the token. Expect extreme volatility for the next few days. Today's just the beginning, and if you're able to capitalize on it, great. But exercise caution because it could drop as quickly as it rose, and be very, very careful. One other thing I should mention is I have the Seeker contract address. So it's right over here. It's also in the description below. If you're going to be trading it on any DEXs, make sure you validate your contract address. Make sure you're looking at the official contract address. You can see that official contract address if you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and you can just verify it there. There is a lot of scams. And speaking of scams, let me just show you a couple of examples that I found earlier today, because it's disappointing. Like when this stuff happens, there's always somebody out there trying to get your money. Let's see here. All right, so I'll show this one right now. So this is one of the tweets that I saw today. The URL is obviously not real, and they're always trying to push some sort of urgency and connecting and doing everything else that you need to do when you get an airdrop. This is not real. Let me show you another one. All right, here's another one. Again, this is a scam. This one has over 1,000 views. People are seeing it. I'm hoping no one's clicking and interacting with it. But this is designed to drain your wallet. So you want to be very careful about interacting with sites like this. All right, so let's talk about profit now, because that's what everyone wants to talk about. And we'll just take a look at how each tier did. All right, so here's a list of all the tiers. When I did a video last week, I was talking about the different tiers. There is quite a significant jump from one tier to the other. I wasn't expecting the gaps to be this big. So we have the first one right over here, which is called Scout, which is going to be 5,000 Seeker. At the current value, which is about 1.012 cents, that's going to be about $60, which is not bad. I think some people, or a lot of the people that are in this category, receive their phone late, unfortunately. Depending on where you live, like in India, they actually didn't receive their phone at all. But there's parts of Europe and Africa that received it very, very late. They didn't get it till late November, early December, which really sucks because Seeker season started in September. So you lost quite a few days there. So you weren't able to capitalize on that. So you might be in this category if that's you, or you might be in Prospector, which is 10,000 Seeker tokens. Again, a lot of this has to do with how much activity you had on the phone. So were you using DApps? Were you performing transactions? Did you use the seed vault? All of those things contributed to where you're going to be in this. Vanguard, a lot of people were in this category, which is, I'm really happy if you're at least in this category, because at the current price right now, you've just broken even on your phone. If your cost was $500, I think most people spent either anywhere from $450 to $550. I'm pretty sure that was the range from the pre-sale to the actual sale of the phone. So you've broken even. Like, the phone didn't cost you anything. It cost you time. There was so much time invested when it comes to using some of these dApps. Near the end of December, I was just like, I was just completely annoyed with how many tasks I had to do to try to fill out those categories. I'm hoping for Secret Season 2 that it's not as intense, because if you got a job, I run a couple businesses and I have a family. I don't have all this time to sit on my phone and install new dApps and then write reviews every day and all this nonsense. So I'm hoping Season 2, which is going to be a smaller drop, isn't as significant. Now, if you're in the next category, which is Luminary, this is the one that I'm in. Not only did you cover the cost of your phone, but you also made a few multipliers out of that, and you have some pocket cash. So I'm really interested to know how you guys did. Did you stake some of your tokens? Which category are you in? When I put a tweet out a few days ago, I noticed that a lot of people were in Luminary. Out of, I think it was like 200 or 300 people that responded, which is a significant amount. I think it was like 40% of the people that were pulled there were in Luminary. So that's great, because you not only can you take some profit, but you can also stake if you believe in the ecosystem. So that's great. And then you have Sovereign, and this is you go from 125,000 to 750,000. That's a massive jump. And at today's value, if we're looking at 0.012 cents, that's $9,000. That's huge. So you made off with a $9,000 drop. You're sitting pretty. I haven't seen a drop this big. I don't think ever. I don't think I've seen a drop that big. Almost, yeah, $9,000. Again, it really depends on the price, but wow, that's significant. So congratulations. I need to take a sip of water. So congratulations to those people that were able to get it. I've met a lot of you on Twitter, and that's awesome to see. So let's see here, because I think we'll talk about staking in just a moment as well. I'm going to take a quick look at the price and see where we are right now. So on Mexi, and I know CoinGecko isn't showing the exact same thing in terms of how much the price has gone up. Over here, it's saying 233%. This is accounting for this massive drop when it first started off, and this is about 0.006 cents. Mexi was one of the very first exchanges to list this pair. That's another reason why I like the exchange. But again, if you're using exchange, like a centralized exchange, get that money off the exchange once you're done. So it's looking good. It's still, let's do a 5-minute window here and see if the volatility is there. Yeah. And it still seems to be like it's there. Okay. I got a question. Let's see if we have some questions over here. Yeah, I'm going to be staking mine. And after I take the profit of my phone, sorry, buddy, I won't be sending you any of my profits. Can you tell me my name? Can you tell me my name in your live stream? Okay. Nayam? Oh, your actual name? Pure, raw, natural views. Oh, is this some kind of scam? What are we doing here? All right. Right now, I'm excited. Okay, glad you're excited. Any airdrops? I'm actually going to talk about a couple more with DApps that are coming out. So I'll give you some little information on that. Oh, you're buying more. Wow. Okay. So I hope if you're buying more, I hope you got it at a good price point, because when it dropped, I was actually considering doing the same thing. I staked 50% of it. I sold off $500 worth of it because I want to make sure my break-even cost was there and accounted for. So that's done. I still have a little bit of the secret token left. If this price pumps like crazy, I'll sell off the rest. If this drops significantly, like under half a cent, I might consider buying some and holding some. We'll just see how that works out. CCM, yes, steady wins the race. What's the market cap? That's a good question. Let me take a look at CoinGecko, and we'll see what the market cap is right now. So it looks like we have about 50 people on the stream. If you're new to the stream, this is my first stream called Mainnet. If you don't mind smashing that like button, it's going to help me significantly, and I appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's take a look at the market cap. Yeah, so you can see over here, it's saying just under 40%. And market cap is $75 million. So we're looking at 75 million for the market cap for Seeker, which is great. And again, this is really good. This is positive news. Yes, I think you're... Yeah, there's lots of scams. CCM, lots of them. Which category are you in? Are you in the same category as me, Luminary? If you staked half, awesome. That's exactly what I did. I think that's being fair to the ecosystem as well as being fair to yourself by taking some profit. 50-50 is just the way I saw it. Oh, okay. You're buying some liquidity. I don't dabble in DeFi too much. Liquidity, I heard, can be very profitable if you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, there's going to be people that are going to complain about airdrops. It doesn't even matter what the airdrop is. There's always a complaint. No one is ever happy. If there's an airdrop, there's always someone that didn't make enough or they're expecting something else. So you just got to take it for what it's worth. My perception and my expectations since I purchased the phone was try to break even on the cost of the hardware. That's always been my goal. Any hardware that I buy in the crypto space that is associated with an airdrop, I always try to break even. I was talking about this, which is called Play Solana. This one didn't work out. I just held the token and I staked it. Hopefully it recovers. We'll see how it goes. A couple $100 more on the dip. Okay. All right. Not bad. This phone is not delivering in India. Why? Okay. So from what I remember is there is some rules and regulations for the batteries. I'm pretty sure this is battery related. And because it didn't meet the specifications of the government, it was denied entry into the country. So the entire country of India did not receive the phone that I know of as of right now. There was a few other places in Africa, I believe, that had a similar scenario. However, after they were able to receive the phone, I don't even know what happened there. But for India, I know that was definitely the case. There's been a few tweets by the team themselves explaining it in detail, so you can go check out their account. It's been posted. Thank you. Thank you, CryptoCash. Appreciate that. You only got 10,000. I mean, how late did you get started in it? Because that will make a difference on how well you did, right? So um, if you got your phone late, then yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I talked about staking. Now let's talk about rewards. Okay, so initially in my video that I dropped a week ago, I talked about staking at 10%. During the release of the token, it was actually ballooned out to over 25%. It was actually closer to 30 when I checked my phone. I'll just pop it up over here right now because the staking rewards are quite substantial. Okay, so here it is. Staking rewards right now. So if you claim immediately, as you're claiming in your Seeker phone, it's going to ask if you want to stake. And it's going to give you options. You don't have to stake the total amount. It'll give you percentages. I think it's like stake 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. You can choose what you want, or zero. You don't have to stake anything at all. I chose the 50% option. I staked half and I claimed the other half. Actually, another question is, how did the claims go for you? Because I did it immediately as soon as the release happened. My phone crashed on me, I don't know, at least a dozen times. I wasn't able to get access to the tokens. Did you guys receive that same experience? After I got access to the tokens, it went through the process of staking it. That crashed as well. And then all of a sudden it went through. And then it seemed like it was working perfectly fine. So it might have just been a bumpy road for the first half hour of the release. And then things kind of plateaued. But a few points over here when we're talking about staking. Staking right now is at 25%. Let me just see what it is on my phone, because this is going to vary depending on the amount of people that are staking. Let's see what the current rate is. Just so you know, you can go into your phone and you can check out the live staking percentages when you go in under the activity tab. So it's dropped. So when I first staked, it was at 28%, almost 29%. It's now at 24%. As more people jump on here and start staking, you'll notice that this APY will more than likely drop a little bit more as well. But that's still excellent. You don't really find yields this high. After the first year, we're going to see a decrease of the percentage by 25%. So I believe right now it's at 25%, but during the year, it could drop as low as 10%. 10%, I think, is the main goal of where they wanted it to be for the first year of staking. Then after that, it's going to drop 25%, and it's going to keep doing that. Every year, it's going to drop by 25% until it reaches 2%. And once it reaches 2%, that's supposed to be the rate for the APY in staking. And these rewards are going to be compounded every epoch, which is going to be every 48 hours. And you can stake directly in your Seeker phone. You don't have to stake directly from your Seeker phone. There is a lot of DeFi platforms where you can stake. I'm pretty sure they're going to be allowing Seeker, the SKR token there. I'm pretty sure Jupiter is going to be one of them. And Meteora should be another one. Plenty of platforms. There's also DApps that you can do it. What I chose to do is I was trying to benefit from the high APY, and I staked directly on my phone. Okay. Okay, wow, time flies. Next up, I was going to talk about some DApps. Really curious to know what kind of DApps you're using with your Seeker phone. There's been a lot of clones of just regular apps that are out there, and some that don't even make any sense. I'm not even sure how they got into the DApp store. And then there's some other ones that are very useful. And then there's some that are just pure gambling. So let me know what kind of DApps you're interested in. I'm going to show you some of the DApps that I'm using. Get to what am I doing here? All right, let's see what we got here. Take a look at some of the comments. Oh, saw this one already. Got mine early. Did a lot. Still got 10,000. Yeah. That is rough, especially if you did it. Now, did you have problems filling out that middle circle in the DApp store? Because that was my pain point. I could do the first two circles, no problem. That middle one, no matter what I did. I wrote like in 1 week when I was doing an experiment, I think I did close to 20 reviews, installed 20 apps, and then had a massive amount of hours of just app activity. And I still could not close that center loop. It's annoying. CryptoJarg. Got two phones. Okay. Got them around the same time as yours. I used one way more than the other. Yeah, well, you have two phones. It's going to be hard. Both still got 10K. Oh, you staked half. Okay, so you staked about 5,000. That's cool. 50-50. That's a safe way to do it, especially if you have two at 10,000. So you're staking 10,000, selling 10,000. Good stuff. Did you find that center circle hard to fill? Because that's where my problem was. You never used it? Yeah. Well, you'll still get, I think as long as you mint your SKR NFT, the Genesis token, you'll at least get the minimum airdrop. I'm pretty sure that's the way they set it up. So at minimum, if you've unboxed it and you've created your SKR ID, then you'd be able to get a little bit of an airdrop. Close to 70 people in the stream right now. If you're new to the channel, if you don't mind smashing the like button, first stream on the Seeker, and this will be a weekly thing. I'm going to be doing this every week on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome. Yes. If we're talking about APY, that's why you're going to see it drop. So it was huge. I think it hit 30% at one point, and it's coming down as more people are staking. It's coming down. And thanks for bringing that up. There's actually a tweet that I have here that I wanted to show you, and it is how many users are actually staking right now, which is very impressive. I'm just going to pull it up here. Here it is. All right. Let me share. How do you share? There we go. Okay. So this is as of, I think this tweet was about noon today, 11:50 a.m. 43.88% of the claim amount is staked. That's huge. So almost half the people that are claiming right now are staking. This is very impressive. I haven't actually seen numbers like this in a long time. There's obviously a lot of belief in this ecosystem. 43, almost 44%. That's really good. I'm going to keep an eye on this, as if I get updates on this, I'll be posting it as well. Yeah. Especially if the APY is going to be 25%. Of course, you might want to stake it. The price volatility is always going to be there. Let's just take a quick peek and see how that's doing right now before we go into DApps. Okay. And yeah, we're hovering. We're pretty close to 0.014. We're just under at 138, which is awesome. Lots of volume. When we talk about volume, let's see how the volume is so far. It's a ton, I can tell you that. Let's pull up CoinGecko. 24-hour volume. There you go. $65 million. Lots and lots of volume. Market cap currently at 76 million. Our price is 0.135. Looking pretty good. Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to streaming. There's going to be weird glitches happening all the time. There we go. All right. the more you used all the apps, the more tokens you would get, I heard. Not necessarily the more apps. It's using, at least the way it was presented, was trying as many new DApps as they're presented into the store, installing them, and then testing them out. The amount of DApps that you had to install and use is questionable. I still don't know. Here's another thing when it comes to this project, and this is one of my pain points. When it comes to transparency, I'm not seeing a ton of transparency with this project. And this is kind of my disappointment. If you're going to release tokenomics and you're going to talk about an airdrop and then sell a phone based on that, you should be transparent about the tokenomics. It should be very clear what you need to do to qualify. Also, categorize everything in pretty simple English or language, whatever language you're speaking, but pretty transparently and pretty clearly. I didn't see that with the Seeker team, and this is where, when I say cons, this is the cons I'm talking about. $500, depending on where you are in the world, $500 is a significant amount of money. So you already have spent that money on the phone. Now they're asking you to invest your time. Now, again, time costs money. So I don't know what you do for a living. Maybe you're young and you're in your teens or 20s and you have lots of extra time and you can do that. But if you're an adult and you have a job and you have a family and you have to take care of these responsibilities, you don't really have a lot of time to be installing dApps, playing them for hours, doing transactions. You can't be doing that every day. So they set the bar, I think, a little bit too high based on the expectations, especially when people have already invested $500 into the project itself by buying the hardware. That alone shows belief if they're willing to take that risk. And just based on that, you should be rewarded in some way. Now, saying that, they did seem to reward most people with the base tier. But looking at the price right now, that's about $60. I don't think that was enough. I think the tiers that they had released could have been a little bit closer together and maybe provide a larger amount, especially to the lower tiers, because that seems a little bit unfair. But that's the way I feel about this. And I don't know if everyone else feels that way, but let me know how you feel about the transparency, because there was a ton of guessing, especially with that stupid center circle I was trying to fill. I'm trying to figure out what I needed to do to get that closed up. And then I've talked to some people and they were in chat rooms, and I think this is when I got banned. They were in chat rooms on Discord, and there was some acknowledgement of problems with the code. And maybe that's the reason why this is happening. But that wasn't formally announced. There was no transparency about that, and there was no talking about that. It was just basically rumors. And that's definitely not the way to go. And that's not the narrative that you want, especially with a new project. You want to be transparent and clear about what's going on. And I didn't see that. Yeah. Anyways, sorry for ranting. That's one thing that really annoyed me about this. Let me know what you think. And drink some water here. All right. We'll talk about DApps now. I'm just going to quickly check the comments. Yeah, time flies. Thanks, CCM. Oh, so you got 10K. Yeah, total 20K. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yes. Percentage of users got more than 10K. Do you have that info? No, I don't have that info because it wasn't publicly announced. That's why I took the poll on X, because there was no explanation about who got what. They did say how many tokens were released for the airdrop, and they did say how many users in total, but they didn't give a breakdown for each category. Based on my poll, which I think is about 200 to 300 people, which isn't very many, there was 100,000 people. It looked like a lot of people were in Luminary and Vanguard. That seems to be where a lot of people were. Yeah. Okay. So what's the long time price potential? Long time frame. So Itoli had actually put out a tweet. I think it was him, someone on the team. was a little bit worried about the price skyrocketing upon release and then dropping, because that always gives a bad taste in people's mouths. Their outlook as a team, I believe, is going to be the long term of 10 years. They were comparing it to how Solana had started out at just a few cents and it evolved into what it is right now. Lots of pain and stakes along the whole point. But it eventually evolved to where it is today, and it has a multi-billion-dollar market cap. They're making that comparison because they believe that they can grow the Seeker ecosystem substantially. MediaTek is, I think this is kind of a big deal. MediaTek is a chip creator, and they have created a deal. They announced this during one of their conferences just about a month ago. So they have a deal with MediaTek, who is a chip creator for, I believe, like 60% of the Android phones, or maybe if it's more. They have a deal to have the Seed Vault integrated with this, which is going to give people access to the Seeker ecosystem, even if they don't buy the Seeker phone. They can buy an Android phone with this chipset in, then all of a sudden they unlock this access into the Seeker ecosystem just by having that chipset. So it gives quite a bit of exposure. And there's hundreds of millions, maybe billions of users that are using Android phones. So as that cycle goes through and people are picking up new phones, which is every couple years or so, you'll see that expansion grow. And I think overall, in 10 years, it's pretty realistic to see this grow into a $1 billion market cap project. That's where I would see it, but I'm talking about long term, like 10 years. Even if it goes into hundreds of millions of dollars, that would be great. But we're talking from where we are right now to a 10, potentially 100x, and that's a huge jump. My plan right now with the stake tokens is to stake it for a minimum of 1 year, reevaluate how the project is doing, and then maybe just keep it long term, not even touch it. If I see a lot more potential in the project, and I think they make other incredible announcements like that MediaTek one, then I would actually take more money and reinvest in the project and just let it sit. I've done that with other projects, which has worked out very well for me. So I don't think it's a bad strategy. Not financial advice. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Do whatever you want with your own tokens. But that's my perspective and how I'm looking at it. 100 because of me. Well, if I helped you get 125K, I'm really happy. Really happy. 125, congratulations, Jason. Staked half as well. That's great. Yeah. Staking is an awesome option. Okay, so let's talk about DApps a little bit. There's just I'm going to probably end the stream in about 10 minutes. So if you have any comments, let me know. Put them down below. Again, thank you for joining the stream. It's my first stream. We have about 90 people on. I'm really happy about that. Let's talk about DApps. Let's talk about DApps. If I'm probably going to also drop a video later today, just outlining this airdrop. If you did not watch the stream, because I think just people are interested in that. I don't know, just guessing here. All right, CFL. I'm going to bring up a few things here. The first one I'm going to talk about is, I just saw this announcement yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Let me pop it up here. I'm not sharing. Share screen. There we go. Guys, thanks for being patient with me. I am not the greatest streamer. Things are always going to be changing on the screen because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so Crypto Fantasy League. This is the one that I've been talking about since the beginning. I like this project. It's fun because you can pick your portfolio of different coins, and then you can compete against other people. And it's like a live chart, and it shows you how to it's a live chart. You're competing, and then you win whatever you've placed as the betting amount, which is going to be about anywhere from 0.03 SOL and up. And they also have prize pools, which is fun. Anyways, if you've installed this on your Seeker phone right now, you get a free gacha coin. And what that allows you to do is that there's a slot machine when you get in there, and you can spin and win. They have quite a few partnerships that's going on. So they're all listed right over here. And they have up to $40,000 worth of prizes that they're giving away. So if you haven't installed this DApp, this is a good opportunity to go ahead and at least use the gacha coin. Sorry, wife is messaging me. Yeah, so free spin, you can win, and something to look at. The other one I was going to talk about as well is, what do we have here? Speaking of gambling, is this the official one, or supply is the one I was going to talk about? I don't know if I should talk about it though, because this one can get very tricky. Anyways, where are we? I don't think this, where is the official tweet for them? Maybe we skip that one. Or supply has a lot of risks that come along with it. And it seems like a very high risk app. I somehow managed to break even after about 100 attempts. Curious to know how you guys did. Your Network is another DApp that I want to talk about. So let's go over here. We'll go over to there. Is this the official one? Sorry, guys. I'm not as prepared as I should be. There we go. Your Network. There's the official Twitter account. Okay. So Your Network is another DApp that you can get in the Seeker store. By the way, I have a link in the description that goes to my blog where I've posted a lot of different DApps that I use frequently. The reason why I'm talking about Your Network is I live in Canada, and a lot of sites are somewhat restricted when it comes to crypto. We don't have access to a lot of different things, especially exchanges. They're very restricted. One of the other sites that I'd like to use, at least try to use, is Polymarket. I'm not able to use that from where I live. So this is a free DApp that you can use, and it is basically a decentralized VPN. So you can connect to other users on the network and then relocate yourself to another place on in the world. For me, I connected to, I think it was Germany. I think the regulations are a lot looser there. I connected to Germany, and then I was able to use Polymarket, connect to the site, and then perform whatever transactions that you want to do. So it's a really useful tool, and it's free. It is limited. The free edition is limited. If you like it, I think the year subscription is $40. But yeah, just a very useful tool. Now, there is another DApp I'm going to talk about that is not in the Seeker store yet, but there's been some discussion inside their Discord server about possibly releasing an incentive for the Seeker team. Nothing's official here. This project is very, very, very new. There's I think 500 or 600 users on it. What this is it's an app that runs in the background. It just got released on Android. Was released in the Apple Store first. Now it's sorry, let me start over here. It's testnet right now, and they have beta apps available. So there is a beta app available for the iPhone, and they just released one for Android last month. In the Discord, they talked about possible benefits for Seeker users. So it's possible that there might be a drop related to this one. What you can do is install the app, start using it, and accumulate points. And these points will go towards their token when they have their token generation event. It is incredibly early right now. So for me, I think I already have something like 150,000 points because I got onto this one right away, and I'm just accumulating it. If there is a token generation event in the next year, it might be very juicy. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up on this project. Again, this is not directly a Seeker DApp right now, but it is an app that you can get. I have a link in my DApp post in the description below, that gives you a link to the website for this, as well as referral codes. I'm pretty sure you need a referral code if you're signing up for that. So that's there. Not trying to promote myself. There is plenty of referral codes on Twitter, so you can do that. But yeah, great project. Very similar to 375 Go or 375 AI. What it is it uses connectivity on your phone to judge signal strengths. Sorry, wow, I can't talk properly. To judge signal strength of different connectivity or different types of signals that are around you. I think it's like 3G, LTE, Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz, 2.4, and so on, and it logs it. That's 375 Go. What they're doing with Capture Go is something very similar, where they're tracking where you are on hexes, and it's just gathering data. The data itself, I'm not particularly sure what kind of data they're gathering, but you're able to submit issues about the roads that you're on. So say there's a pothole and you're in this hex and you've just collected some rewards. You can take a picture of it. You can submit it. I don't know what they do with the picture. I don't know if they contact the municipality or anything like that. But anyways, take a look at it. It's an interesting project. I probably talked a little bit too much about it right now. What other ones do we have here? Oh, another one that I want to talk about that is supposed to have a drop soon is SoulMail. So SoulMail has teased about airdrops related to their DApp. Their DApp is in the Seeker store. You can go ahead and install that. Excuse me. In the DApp itself, they actually have an airdrop section. Let me see if I can pull that up so you can see it. Okay, I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. Hopefully I don't crash the stream. Oh, let's see. How about if I go like this? All right, just give me a second here because I'd like to show you the DApp itself. All right, I'll just share my desktop because I think that's going to be the best way to do this. Okay, so here's my phone, my Seeker phone, and the app is called SoulMail. There it is. Okay, so if you're in the DApp, they have a menu section over here, and they have a menu option called airdrop. So the airdrop hasn't happened yet, but when it does happen, let's see if it says anything right now. When it does happen, it'll show up here. So they already have a token called the mail token. You can go ahead and you can trade that. I don't think it's doing very well, but you can trade that token. I don't know if the airdrop is going to be their mail token itself, or is it going to be something else. I believe they have partnerships with other projects, so there might be tokens from different projects listed in here. Just something that you might be interested in. So this project is called SoulMail. When I first talked about this, sending and receiving messages was expensive. So to send a message, sorry, not receiving, but sending a message. When you're sending a message, it would cost, I think it was 0.01 or 2 Soul. It was about $2. That was a complaint. The team said that they were working on it and they've resolved that issue. Now it's fractions of a penny. So sending messages using this app is very cheap to do. You can only send it to somebody on, this is called SoulMail, so you can only send it to people on the Solana blockchain. They have addresses that you can purchase. If you don't want to send it to their wallet address, you can send it to their wallet address. But they also have addresses like I reserved CryptoJar. I think it's .@SoulMail. I think that's the domain. Let me verify that if I can. Anyways, Yeah. So there is airdrops coming to this one, and I think that will happen sometime during season 2. So they made an announcement on X, and something to look forward to. Okay. So I will check out the comments in just a second here. Oops, let me go up here a little bit. I think I'm further down. Ooh, okay, I missed quite a few. Staked half. I think I saw that. Probably double. Yes. If it's listed on Binance, wow. Okay, that would be a huge spike. Any tier one, like Coinbase, I think is the reason why the price has done as well as it has and stayed there, just because their exposure, right? It's huge. Binance would be another massive one. Although Binance has a BNB chain, it's competing in some way, so maybe not. I don't know. I'm just talking here. Hey, Lad Lewis, how you doing? Well, for you, got 125K. You think I had a lot of free time? I don't know if I sleep that much. Yeah, so when I was actually I have an app installed that actually records the amount of time I spent on DApps. For me, on average, on my Seeker phone, I was using the phone with apps for about 45 minutes to an hour a day. I don't know what your lives are like, but that is a significant amount of time on your phone just to play around with. Like when I use my phone, it's a few minutes here and there. Like I have an iPhone, that's my regular daily phone. And it's just a few minutes here and there, just constantly checking messages. I don't install social media apps on my daily phone just because it's a vortex of just evil. You're just gone. Your brain is gone. So I try not to use the social media apps on my daily phone. But anyways, when it comes to usage, yeah, I spent about an hour a day. So it is a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. Over 100 people. Thank you for joining. If you're new here, this is my first stream called Mainnet. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that you came in. If you don't mind hitting the if you don't mind smashing the like button, helps me out quite a bit for reach and everything else. And subscribe if you found this interesting. Thank you for coming. Yeah, transparency. I know I'm not the only one because I got a lot of feedback in my videos about how they weren't disclosing a lot of details. The tokenomics came out pretty late as well. I think when you launch a project, at least a lot of other projects I'm involved with, as a project is launched, there's a light paper at least that gives you a general idea of what the tokenomics are going to be. And then they release an actual white paper and break everything down in detail. I mean, if you're going to be investing in a platform or a project, you want to know those details. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with that. Not a little bit. I was pretty disappointed with that. Where you sold half. Oh, where did I sell it? I used the Mexi exchange. I linked that down below. Again, you don't have to use my link. It's a affiliate link. If you use any centralized exchange to sell, please just use the exchange to sell it and get it off the exchange. Make sure it's in your own custody. We've heard so many nightmares of problems with exchanges, so you just want to be in and out of there. Lewis, yes. Honestly, played a few stupid games while watching it. Yeah. Monster Merge is one of them. Okay. All right. You played that one a lot. Always had daily on-chain transactions. Okay, so you staked a small. Yes, okay. Staking definitely helps. I staked on different validators. I also used a few different DApps. I dropped a video on just different methods of staking Sol. And I've been staking Sol. I made a t-shirt because that's how much I've been staking Sol. I've been staking Sol since I picked up Solana back in 2020, somewhere around there, or 2021. Whenever SBF made a big deal about it and it hit the peak, before he got arrested and everything was nice and shining, I bought it then. And then I put a good amount into it, and then it just came crashing down. And I've been holding it ever since, trying to recover my losses. So I'm invested in Solana, shamefully, for that reason. Yep. Vortex of yeah. Social media apps. Okay, so it's been over an hour. I think I'm going to end the stream right now. I just want to thank you for joining me on this first stream called Mainnet. It's going to be every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. We're not just going to talk about Solana. Today was a big deal because the airdrop happened today. But as you can see behind me, I have a lot of deep in projects that I'm in. I evaluate them. I do reviews. I put out videos on them. Try to give some honest feedback about where the project is going, if it's worth investing to, what kind of profit you can possibly make out of it, because why else would you get into it? As well as like the social dynamics of it, how it affects society. And I try to touch on all of that if possible. So subscribe to the channel if that interests you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. And I hope you guys made money. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.